Like Darwin and the Galapagos, we find some of the most dramatic examples of evolution in remote locations, such as the Channel Islands off the west coast of the United States. Here, biologists like Misty Gay are working to protect the unique species endemic to these island habitats.
An endemic is a species that's found exclusively in a certain area. For example, if I say a Catalina live forever is a Santa Catalina Island endemic, I mean it's found only here and nowhere else in the world. We also have at least 30 species of California island endemic plants that are found either here or on one of the other California islands.
The most interesting endemics are those that are only occurring on a very small geographical area, for instance on a small island or in a small area on the mainland. On Catalina we have endemic plants such as Catalina ironwood and Catalina mahogany, endemic animals such as the Catalina island fox, and all these are very interesting organisms.
Groups of the same type of organism are often referred to as a species, but scientists use a more precise definition.
Species are aggregates or assemblages of interbreeding populations that are reproductively isolated or genetically isolated from other such assemblages of populations. Now that is a biological species definition, which is based on the ability to reproduce together or to be reproductively isolated.
So, a species is a group of organisms that can breed only with each other. When groups of the same species become isolated and do not interbreed, they begin to diverge in a process called speciation.
Normal speciation is when two populations are geographically isolated, do not exchange any genes, develop independently, and develop until finally they are so different that when these two populations expand and come together again or overlap, they no longer can interbreed.
Speciation often relies on the geographic isolation of organisms, such as those you'd find in neighboring mountains, separated by lowlands or deserts, or on islands separated by vast stretches of ocean. Most of Catalina's plants and animals originated on the mainland, then, by air or sea, came to an island with a very different environment.
When you have island populations separate from mainland populations, the island habitats may be different than those in the mainland. That would encourage evolutionary differentiation because you have different selection pressures as a result of those environmental differences. Island populations tend to be smaller often than their mainland counterparts, and this also encourages evolutionary divergence as well.
The absence of selection pressures seen on the mainland have shaped Catalina's wildlife into different forms.
I think on islands the selection pressures that are most evident are things such as a lack of large predators such as mountain lions.
Scientists believe the lack of predators may explain differences in color and the larger size of many animals and plants on the island.
There's less predation, less competition on the island than there is on the mainland. So the species don't have that selection pressure to be lighter and smaller, therefore less conspicuous to the predator.
Through